morning and thank you very much for joining me today. Today's reading is going to be, why did you choose to be you in this lifetime? I have lots of thoughts about this, how energy carries through, how we make imprints on ourselves with regards to our thoughts, our feelings and our experiences, and how that doesn't disappear from lifetime to lifetime. Also lots of thoughts on what happens in between lifetimes. Let's go for it. Your first choice is the deer for number 1. You've got the tiger for number 2 and the hare for number 3. So if you want to take your choice, and we just get going. Not sure what I think at the moment. Why did you choose to be you in this lifetime? Your central card is the Two of Swords, which to me is like blocked or locked in or closed or decision making. You're coming across as the Emperor and Jupiter. Jupiter to me is one of those planets that if you get it right, you really get it right. If you basically... you can use your higher mind to be inclusive, and if we were all here in the first place, or before we came here as the same thing, you were all from the same piece of Play-Doh, to know that you're connected to others anyway is that you're almost there. And the Emperor card there has got something to do here. I'm going through this and trying to work it out myself rather than just coming with an answer. The Emperor card with the Two of Swords here must have a feeling of control with regards to, okay, you're here to know when to pull your boundaries up and when to not. And to me, it feels at the moment like you should be stretching more towards not pulling your boundaries up too quickly. You've got lots of feelings here of loose boundaries. You've got the moon here with regards to, I don't know actually, the moon here with regards to yours. This is your strength. So I'm going to change my mind here. That has no boundaries. That's almost like a gas. And you're controlled. Oh, I'm going to get there probably about an hour. You have got cards here of, there's a strong feeling here you spend a lot of time on your own. You may be one of those people that get the best out of yourself when you are actually on your own, and this is asking you not to be. Oh my God, I wish I looked at this beforehand. The Lovers card here is other people. There's a very strong feeling. The reason that you're here is to understand where on earth do you actually put the boundaries between you and other people, and your lessons in this lifetime, as are mine, learning along the way, with regards to control, how you use it, how you give of yourself, how you view others and bring the best out of others, how you see others not separate to yourself, how you allow yourself to basically lower, you're lowering your boundaries with the moon card there being your strength. Your weaknesses, I feel like I need to stop this and re-edit it, but I'm not going to. The Ace of Cups here is your weakness. Both of these, your weakness with the Lovers card there, okay, this is what I'm getting. You have not found the balance with regards to what you keep to yourself and what you give to others. You could be one of those people who talk too fast and reveal too much about themselves straight away here. And you are finding control with that. It's like you don't have to give everything of yourself, even if the reason to be here is to do that, if that makes sense. You don't have to subjugate yourself to be able to be you. That is a funny feeling inside myself when I'm saying this. You are an equal part of the whole, not above, not below. And I wonder whether this has caused you some anxieties in the past through actually trying to keep control. And then it's almost a feeling here, because you've got the moon here and the Ace of Cups. One's a weakness, one's a strength. Your strength is that you love, but your weakness is that perhaps your boundaries are either too cut off or too loose at other times, and then you may have to retract to spend a lot of time on your own. But you've almost, it feels to me like you've got the makeup inside yourself to see yourself as equal. You've got Jupiter here, you've got Temperance here, and Temperance is your advice, so that is balance. And this is like, don't block yourself off and don't give too much. So to me, one of the main reasons, not the only reason, that you're here is to find balance in being part of the whole. And that, with the Sun card here, your way forward is to, there's also a feeling here of leading in some way with the Emperor card and Jupiter card and the Sun. I mean, Jupiter and Temperance, you know, it's the general, it's the person that makes the decisions and organises things and leads troops. It's this part of your hand that is the teacher or the person that gives information or people look up to in some way. You know, even the guru in some way, maybe, I don't know. Don't know what I mean by that, but I'm just thinking here with regards to palmistry. So if I could shut my eyes, which I'm just about to do because I can do that, there's a strong feeling here that you've come through with big energy, a very sort of regal or maybe even a military feel about it. There's a feeling here that that needs to be transformed with regards to being able to serve or to give people or to be one with others. You can teach, you can be the boss, but you also need to be, you need to be serving others to be part of the whole. There's a balance here as well. There's a very strong feeling here that you could at times have struggled with that and pulled back and spent a lot of time on your own, because you could actually facilitate between giving too much and almost in love, in work, in relationships. You could have been all or nothing, and that's the balance in this lifetime is what you are here to perfect until you feel like a valid part of the whole, not the boss, not the beggar either. This is stopping. This is balance. That's your advice, is the Temperance card, which is balance. The Two of Swords is like stopping. Which way do I go? The Moon card here, which is your strength, is being able to almost like a gas seep into everything, and Jupiter seeps into everything. If you know somebody with like a Mercury conjunct Jupiter or a strong Jupiter in their chart, you always find that they will shorten your name, or they will call you mate, or they will call you something that makes you part of a group. Because that's how Jupiterian people tend to see people. Everybody's the same. And there's probably, out of all the signs, the least likely for strong Jupiter there to be shy, because there's no separation between them and others. And you may have you've got this inside you, but you may actually be using that as in a form of, I mean, Jupiter as well can almost be have a little bit too much hubris, but next to the Emperor here, there could be a feeling that you use that strength and that sort of, and I always think Jupiter being your liver, it's maybe getting a bit too much, is also, you know, when people take, I don't know this, but when people take Coke, and it gives that feeling of almost like arrogance or confidence, whichever way you look at it, depending who's pumping it through. It's all basically dredging out of your liver, and your liver gives you that feeling of, you can see people when they take different drugs on how they move and how they walk and how they're basically expressing themselves, and that is very much a liver feeling of confidence. And watching Jupiter, watching last night on TV, Tina Turner dancing, and she's so Jupiterian. She just basically embodies confidence and sexuality when she's moving. She's not like meek or a wallflower. She's like, this is me. My body's full of energy and I'm enjoying it. That has got a lot to do with this feeling here of confidence, but not to the extent that you are using it negatively. Maybe you have done in past lives. Maybe you have been the boss a bit too much in past lives, and you could possibly have pulled yourself away from everybody else, from the people that you work with, maybe a bit from your family, taken on too much responsibility. Or put yourselves into situations where you've been hurt. If you've met somebody with different energy to you, and just say this was like a past life and you met somebody with different energy to you, and you're quite confident, you're quite full of yourself, you're very straight, you've got a strong personality, you're giving out, and then in past lives maybe your weakness being the Ace of Cups and the Lovers being here, you've given what you would say naturally, and somebody's done the dirty on you in some way, or somebody's not reciprocated, or basically with this energy you find people, that's a strong energy, Aries and Jupiter, you find people who are different from you, and you don't understand it because you're too busy pushing out to be able to be receptive enough possibly to understand it, and it can often feel like an insult when somebody retracts. You meet somebody with very sort of quiet or introverted energy, and they pull away where you haven't really clicked on, because Jupiter Aries feeling they're so busy embodying their, is that the correct word, their energy, that they're less likely to perceive what other people are thinking and feeling, and they end up basically hitting a brick wall and wondering what on earth happened when other people pull back. And you've got cards here, your weakness is the Ace of Cups, and you've got the Four of Pentacles here, where somebody could have blocked off and you felt on your own. They're really strong cards with regards to moving forward. It feels like this is the lifetime to be able to it's like self-realization in some way, because you're ending with the Sun card here. Sorry, I am chipping and wondering, and hopefully by saying things that you may be able to identify bits of it yourself already. So the Sun card being your path forward is confidence, being open, warmth. Leo gives and allows other people to shine in their brilliance. So this has got a very much a feeling, the reason that you are here and what you've got to bring into this life, why did you choose to be you, has got a feeling of being able to express yourself in a way that sees yourself as part of a group. Being able to be open and receptive enough to understand that you can love everybody, but everybody is not the same person. You're all bringing through different energies. So not to retract when people don't accept you. So there's that feeling of self-confidence in yourself, and not wondering what other people think of you to some extent, but being able to perceive that people are different. Not by being hurt about some slight or somebody pulling back from you halfway down the track when it's too late. It's like, okay, that person's more introverted. They may not want to go out with me tonight. They may not want this I don't know, whatever you've got to give them, which would be Aries or Jupiter, a day out doing some sort of activity. Accept people for who they are, and you're going to embody who you are. There is a very strong feeling here that you could have been hurt in love. And in this lifetime, you are, once again, it's like, to me, it feels like this is like a horror film feeling here. I don't know where I've got this image from, but it's like there's a door and there's a mist coming through underneath the door. And if it feels it doesn't fit in, even though you are part of what's in that room, you can almost retract yourself underneath the door a bit with the Moon card there. Your strength is being able to dip into people's lives with confidence and with exuberance and with insight and with warmth, but not to expect those people to be you. It's probably what I'm trying to say. Let me move these up a bit because you can't see them. Right, so why did you choose to be you in this lifetime? To move forward with confidence, get a second chance or a third or a millionth chance to move forward and express yourself. There is a strong feeling here that there's a feeling here of leading people, of being not top dog, but being in charge of a situation and to what could be perceived by others, people, responsibility towards others. So many different messages. Let me just finish this one first. And I would say the reason that you're here in this lifetime is not to put yourself above others, to always know that you're part of the same group. You're all part of the same energy, even though you've chosen this energy in this lifetime. The other reason that you're here is to do with relationships. You possibly have given too much in relationships before. This energy is outgoing, and this is your weakness, which is the Ace of Cups. And you may have gone from extremes, which is very Jupiterian. And I always think when you get people with very strong Jupiter, very strong Sagittarius, and they have things like plastic surgery, they never go for the subtle look. They will always go for extremes. Very strong Sagittarius, though, not a mixture so much. But so it's like extremes of being in relationships and giving everything and being all to everybody and enjoying it, and then thinking of nothing else. And then when things don't go your way, even though it's a slight, even though somebody says, okay, it's a very difficult energy to express, but then you may retract and feel hurt very easily, especially an Aries feeling here. Oftentimes Aries do that, but they've also got what I would say a strong ego, even more than Jupiter, with regards to being rebuffed in relationships. And I've seen it quite a few times. I've seen it with my dad in one incident, and I'm sure this is very personal, but I don't think he would mind, to be honest. I don't know, actually. Where my mum said to me, Dad was never really that jealous, but he had an Aries moon, and she said that once a guy came up to my mum and said, your husband phoned me. He was the window cleaner and found the number in mum's purse and said, what is this? What's your number? Who are you? Mum was a bit shocked by it. But that's that, there's a feeling that they have to be number one. And you may actually have come through this lifetime with probably eyes on stalks, waiting for somebody to do something negative towards you. But it's balance here. Situations happen in relationships, in life in general, that are not part of anything that you can change or not part of your personality, I suppose, here. And the way forward is to give anyway. So, if your end card here being the Sun, which is probably the most beautiful card, and that's your path forward, if you were to come through to this lifetime with these sort of little trip ups or whatever they're called here, hiccups, whatever, and you've got the Sun cards here, so you're coming through almost with that, and I said the first word here was like guru insight. What is that? But that would be a feeling of, let's just say we were absolutely perfect and we came through with wanting to show everybody how to love, how to live, how to shine, how to be part of the whole. How would you live your life differently when you came across people that didn't accept you for you, even though you thought you were magnificent and strong and you were helping and you were there for them? How would you deal with that in this lifetime? How would you deal with all the things that trip you up in this lifetime if you felt that it was a slow simmer to getting what you want, rather than basically pummeling things down and achieving, or success, or relationships that work? If everything basically was in a more like a misty role and things were given to you as insights or as like small gifts and they built on them. And the last one here is the Four of Pentacles. In this lifetime, you're going back to the moon here. If you had chance to not come in with such strong emotions of feeling I must make a mark, I must achieve, everything must be good, how would you do that and deliver the best of yourself in a very sort of subtle way? Warm, open and subtle. Oh Lord, there's three things in here. It's really difficult to explain. chose to be you to find balance. You chose to be you to find a position in life where you were probably giving advice in some way, or that people were looking for advice from you in some way, or were following you in some way. But you need to do that in a way that you feel like you're not lording above people, that you are finding that balance. In relationships, you need to be able to not take it personally when people don't want you, or you don't fit into a situation, or somebody shut you out from a situation, and to carry on in a way that allows you still to give is probably what I would say there. Okay, I'm going to leave that there, pile number 1. Sorry it took me like 3 hours to get to the end, but that's what I've got. Strength that's fed in slowly, and not asking too much from others, and not basically and seeing yourself as equal to every other person around you, even if you are in a position of strength in this lifetime, perceived strength in this lifetime. I once got sacked from a job. I'm just thinking of the Emperor here. I once got sacked from a job in a very mean way. Really, really mean. I had Pluto on my MC at that time. And I can remember thinking, I've possibly gone through that. This is the only way I could think about it, because it was very traumatic at the time, because I was still really young. I've possibly gone through that to know what it's like, and I probably have done this in my past lifetime, to know what it's like to not lord above people, or not to use dishonest ways of getting what I want in a situation of power. And there may be that in this here too. Hold on, I was going to go, but I'm not. I'm intrigued. Maybe exactly that. Maybe it is exactly that. When we're thwarted and things come our way, especially like if you're going through a strong Pluto transit, and you see yourself possibly as, there's like a disgust with people that act below the surface or quite sneaky, and you think, oh, right then, you're coming out with the Sun and the Temperance cards here. That's this is what I'm going to do. And in some ways, you could possibly overshoot the mark and end up basically being the same energy as the person that made you, what they did to you in the first place. There's a real warning in here not to do that, to find that middle ground. So if you've been in similar situations, perhaps with the Lover's card and the Ace of Cups here, where you've loved deeply and you've loved strongly, and somebody has cheated on you, or somebody has not reciprocated it in some way, or you've found something out, it's the ability to walk away is important here. To not end up, and Pluto is that, very much like something that you could, it's like it gnaws at you. And this is using your best self to be able to move on, not getting stuck in situations, not retracting, not thinking, oh, that's it, it's over, I'm going to basically be a hermit. It's still being able to relate, to be confident in that, the fact that you're quite flexible, the fact that you embody energy, that people want to be near you, that you've got that warmth and that experience and that wisdom, probably with these cards here and these cards here, to always choose the best road forward. And that can apply to any aspect in life, whether it is work, whether it's relationships, whether it's with aims or ambitions. It's like, let it flow feeling here. That's what I've got. I am going to go now. Thank you very much for, I'm going to say spending your time with me, but I had another word in mind then, which wasn't good for me. So I'm going to leave you there. Bye. Okay, there are lots of thoughts in this one. It's a lovely pile. There's a feeling of giving. There's a feeling of sharing. There's also a feeling here of possibly being part of a group. There's a real feeling here being, I don't want to say this, well, I will say it, but it may not apply to everybody, and I don't mean to hurt people's feelings, but being part of a family or having children with the Empress card here, there's a strong feeling in here, if you're coming from past lifetimes with Velcro patterns that are stuck inside you and you want to keep going in this lifetime, you know, it's like they stick inside you and you just can't let it go. It's like it's in your energy and you bring it forth because you don't lose it in between lifetimes. There's a feeling here that something ended too quickly. With the Ten of Swords here and the Three of Wands, it's a relationship, a situation or a family that you thought you were going to be together a long time and it got cut off, and you feel as if there's an open wound with the Six of Water and the need to start and renew and to spend more time with this group or this person. To be honest, it feels more like a group. It feels, there's even a feeling here with regards to the mother or children, just wondering whether you know, there's a possibility that you could have been reunited with a mother figure in this lifetime that feels good and it feels right and it feels like you wanted to come back and do that. Or to come back to experience time with your own children, a group of children here. Yeah, there's a strong mothering thing in this. You've got the Queen of Cups here, you've got the Empress card here. And that is the ability to love. You've got the three, oh, to me it feels like that. The Three of Wands here is part of a group. You came through the wish to be part of a group and to express what I would say is very maternal qualities. Whether it doesn't, you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be children that are born to you. It could be part of a work situation or part of growth with regards to you allowing people to grow and caring for them in some way. Feeling of fairness, maybe a feeling of people. If there's a nurturing quality in this, there may be people around you that you feel that you need a little bit of love. This is what it could be. You could have started some sort of process where you would, past lifetimes, let's say this, past lifetimes you had some inkling, some sort of need to express what I would guess are very nurturing qualities, and it was like an idea that was very strong inside you. There's a feeling here that you may have either set up a business or worked with somebody, or you worked in a group or a family situation and that was cut short. And what you've done in this lifetime is you've come together in this lifetime with the Six of Water to heal what I would say is a situation that you didn't get a chance to express what you had in your mind fully. It was like it ended. Whether it was family or whether it was a group of people that you called family and that you love very dearly. And the new moon here is like, oh, I've come back and I want to do it again. It ended. There's a strong feeling here, and it won't apply to many, but hopefully not apply to many. But if your mother passed away early in your lifetime, that could very much be a reason to come back and reunite with a particular parent. And it would be somebody who was nurturing. The sex wouldn't matter. It would be somebody who would be nurturing. This is all over this one. The feeling of, and this is to me is incredibly strong. It's like a message that has got to come through to somebody, and I'm just feel like the pressure of being able to deliver that now. So why did you choose to be you in this lifetime? It's like you started something, your heart was in it, your emotions were in it, you were very connected with a group of people or a certain situation that embodied mothering or very nurturing qualities. This situation was cut short. Whether a parent died, mother died, or you worked in a group with people that you loved and you felt that there's still something left to give. And you've come back in this lifetime to basically reboot it. to feel like you can almost like rest in peace here. I know that's not really like that way. It's not like RIP, but to feel at ease with yourself, with finishing something off. There's a strong, you've come back. If you could see the energy around you, like that ready brick glow that people used to get in those adverts, it's like a bit of an aura around you. It would be full of emotion. It would be full of wanting to connect with a particular group or a particular person, whether it's your mother, whether it's the people in work, or whether it's, lover isn't really in here, to be honest. But it's a really strong need to have an emotional connection and to feel love and to feel security in a group or with a particular person. And this is your card for moving forward. And to move forward is to love, but also do it with a sense of independence. Or you're going to come back through this this cycle over and over again with this group of people or with this person, and to get your lesson to be the Nine of Pentacles is independence. It's like experience it, enjoy it, but don't need it. Just play it and just it be part of your life. But be, spend time on your own as well. Don't rely too much on that group or that person that makes you feel at home. This has got, yeah, definitely is. This has got a very Cancerian feel about it. And in bed when I woke up this morning, I was thinking about, not talking. Did I talk about it? I don't know if I did. People just ignore me at my house. About a very strong Sagittarian friend and a very strong Cancerian friend. This Cancer lady had loads of babies all around her, a big group of people that loved her. She was, I'm looking at it from an astrology point of view, like, I can't leave her alone, she's happy. That's what she felt like she wanted to do in this lifetime. That's the energy that she pulled through, which has this feeling here. The Sagittarius lady was the type of lady, fantastic, very positive, very group orientated, got things moving, great delegator. Because she liked to start things off and didn't have the tenacity. Aries and Sagittarius often don't, not so sure about Leo, to carry it through because they are ideas people and they are group people, so they get it rolling and allow the group to do it. But the Sagittarius lady said to me one day about how needy the other lady was because she needed all those people around her to love. And I'm thinking, not really. She just is being who she is, as you are who you are. Nothing wrong with either ladies. They were just being who they were. This is a feeling that you're coming through possibly with strong Cancerian energy in this lifetime, and you're trying to find your group, find your love, find your security, which is fine because I think it was cut short in a past lifetime. So find it, feel balanced in it, enjoy it, but it's not the all and everything because you don't want to be doing this for the next 100 lifetimes. It's what you've chosen this lifetime. You've got so many emotions here, emotional connections, but you've got to learn to slowly seep out of that and move on. And that has got a feeling of independence and being able to spend time on your own. And this may speak of issues like when the kids leave home and just being able to cope with it in a way that you don't feel like you're lost. Or if a lover leaves you, or if your parents aren't here, it's still being able to slowly see those as gifts. Yeah, I know it's not, but to see it as gifts, as being able to assert yourself in a world on your own, but don't not enjoy this time because you've manifested this. The people around you that you love are here for you to experience love. And another thought here was like, a great lesson for somebody who's really tight is to win the lottery, because then they learn how to give. So you may have lots of people around you that you have strong affections for because that's what you're meant to be doing. You're learning how to be able to enjoy emotions, to give to people, to feel security. You may have a strong net of people who are there when you fall in this lifetime, and to enjoy it, because that's what you're here for. But always keep your eye on that when people do disappear out of your life, whether it's natural transition in relationships, or whether it's older people passing away, or whether when children leave home, all those caring commitments that we have, they are going to go. And to be able to see it as a process of you growing up, that sounds very condescending, but it has to be that. It's like you being different parts of yourself as well as this main bit. So enjoy this bit, because that's what you've come for. Okay, pile number 2. I'm going to leave you there. Did I change these? I can't remember which was which. No, you may actually be that one, and I will apologise. There will be comments in the section. You didn't change the matches. No, I'm sorry, I don't think I did. I get so engrossed with basically thinking of the last spread, getting the cards out for the next spread, that my mind goes. Anyway, I'm going to love you, leave you. Bye. Okay, pile number 3, why did you choose to be you in this lifetime? There's a strong feeling of boundaries, a bit like pile number 1, and the ability to let go. And I'm not sure at the moment whether you should be having more boundaries or you should be having less, because you've got the 9 of Fire here, which to me, these are very strong cards to have together. One's like, don't come in, look at my door. The other one's like, I have no doors, everybody come in. So I'm not quite sure. In the centre here with regards to possibly unresolved issues and why you've come back. We're not going to come back if everything's resolved. You know, we basically, I guess, we don't know this, do we? But I wonder whether we come back to fix things, to experience things that we haven't really let go of. So the 5 of Cups here twice as a feeling of picking up maybe where you left off, which is going to be part of it. There was a very strong feeling, I put these out with Neptune here, of addiction. Maybe you may experience a form of addiction here, and when to shut the doors and say that's it, cut off, or when to, because it's the Queen of Wands, those two together with perhaps an addictive quality. This may not speak to many at all. The Queen of Wands is probably the least likely out of a lot of the cards here to acknowledge that, because there'd be a strong, I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm enjoying it, so you know where you can go type of feeling. There's a strength here through structure here, the Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant card here. Your strength is the Hierophant. So in this lifetime, I think you're going to pull shutters down on things that flow too easily inside you, that you enjoy. It's like you get a chance here to say, hold on, that's not actually beneficial to me, and to choose without being the Queen of Wands, as much as difficult with the Queen of Wands. If you try and tell somebody with a lot of fire inside them what's good for them, you're going to get a blast back. I always say the same story, and she's listening upstairs, so I'm going to say it quietly. But when we were kids and we used to go to clubs, you know, you're underage and you're just trying to push to get in. And if I was told, because I looked a lot younger than I actually was, even when I was like 18, 19, I was sort of like, oh, okay. You know, you sort of, that's it. You know, you can almost see the end before the argument starts. My sister, who's quite fiery, would be like, how very dare you. So if you've got here, what I would say is issues with flow, and it's like, if that's not a drink addiction, it must be something else. And there's an issue here possibly with not accepting your own advice even. And the Hierophant here is wanting to find what I guess is a very sort of mundane, practical way to, you can hear it, you know the answer to this, there's understanding inside you, but there's also, this is going to be a rude pile, please don't slag me off here, a feeling of, I'm going with the Queen of Wands here, may not be you, I'm pretending it's somebody else, of slight, how very dare you, how very dare you say that to me. Because there's an issue here with who's telling you. This person and this Hierophant card, which is your strength, has, you understand things, you hear vibrations, you're very intuitive, you know where you sit. But there's also a question in this card of you to these two people down here, or are you the one that can do it yourself? Because you're not going to have anybody else telling you. So, and regards to why you've come through in this lifetime with your energy, maybe using your own intuition in a way that is positive, not in a way that you feel is right and that you're running, you know, we all run away with our egos, because once our egos are questioned, we almost feel invisible. There is that feeling in here, and not wanting to be the person who is on their knees rather than the person that's in control. Because I wonder here with the Ace of Pentacles whether you've got to do something in this lifetime, as in like set something up or start something fresh. You've got very practical cards for your strengths and where you're meant to be going, and you've still got very fiery cards. So it's like somebody's put you in this lifetime with the ability to move forward and do it with gumption, gusto, something else beginning with G. I can't think of anything here, not gussets. And Page of Cups here. You could shut people out. Let me see. You could be one of those people that don't accept help. You could be one of those people that you could have had losses in your past lives by being too independent. And it's saying here in this life, there's nothing wrong with being independent. There's nothing wrong with strength. But there's also here a feeling that you may have, I don't know how to say this in a polite way, because it may, if it's not for you, it really is not for you. So please don't be insulted. There's a struck because you've got so much fire in this, and you've got loss in the central pile. So yeah, I've got to try and interpret this with regard. I haven't got to, but to interpret this with loss. Still got part of you left, and I'm looking at the part of you that's left. Your end card is for advice on how to move forward, the Mother of Wands. You're coming across as the Queen of Wands here anyway, so you've still got to use that energy, but there's loss, and I'm trying to find out, why do you feel that at some point, possibly in past lives, that you've had something emotionally taken away from you? There's a feeling here of boundaries, maybe slight arrogance. That was a word I didn't want to use, but I can't think any other word here with regards to these two people here and this person basically lording it a little bit. It's like you understand what's going on, but sometimes your ego might have, you may not be been able to admit that you have lost things in your life through not feeling like you're going to be too vulnerable if you get on your knees. Not literally, but, and the strength card there is adding to that over the Nine of Fire. Defensive, but your strength is not in how you, excuse me, how you maintain your status quo or your ego, the Neptune here. It's like, let that go. It's like you are who you are. It doesn't matter outside appearances here. And you've got here your weakness, the Page of Cups. It's like being able to me it feels like, because you're fighting here with yourself, you've got the King of Wands, so people are going to come towards you, or have in past lifetimes come towards you with the same energy, and it's like bam, and it's like fireworks. To me, the Page of Cups is being able to, what's the word when you back down slightly? Compromise. Compromise. Offers, like emotional offers from somebody who's very similar for you, and it may have just shut down in the past. So, okay, you're coming through in this past lifetimes. You may have had very strong energy. You may have led in some way, the Ace of Pentacles, been the top dog in some way, and not really allowed other people's opinions or thoughts or This is going to sound really rude. This is your last lifetime, not your present one here. And this is asking you in this lifetime for those boundaries that you've put up, or some of those boundaries that you've put up around yourself, is to use the strength rather than just the plain wands. Is to go inside yourself and know that that strength and those decisions that you make are coming from a part of you where you want probably to have the higher moral ground, or that is that right words, the moral high ground, excuse me. The same thing, it's just back to front. And to be able to, with the strength card, to be a lady or to be a gentleman, to use your softness and your sweetness, even though that's as equally as powerful. Oh God, I can't speak equia, you know what I mean. This has a feeling of somebody fiery in past lives with like a Mars-Pluto square. If anybody comes up to them and questions them, it's like bam. Because this is like big energy, questioning big energy. It's like, oh, I can give you this thought here, but it's like boof, shut down straight away. So to me, I think in this lifetime, you've come through, why have you chose to be you, is to find some sort of middle ground with regards to still expressing yourself in your beauty, because you've got so many, it's like 95% of yourself, you've got it correct. It feels like you've got big energy, you can express yourself very well, or that you've got warmth about you and there's like confidence about you. But there is also a feeling here of not to feel in this lifetime, your lesson may be to let things go, for one, if there's that Pluto Mars feeling here. Let things go. It's like not everything is like, it's not all or nothing. Every situation is not all or nothing with this card here. There's still bits to hold on to. Not to be too invested in your passions. It's to have those passions, definitely have those passions, but your passions are not you. You can take this fiery energy and you can pull that down into yourself to simmer slowly. And the Neptune card there is to see everybody else as part of your journey too, you know, to bring them along with you. There's no feeling of anybody being better than anybody else. Okay, right. Why did you choose to be you? Let me just put some more cards on these ones in the middle. To me, this feels like you've really enjoyed having a great, fantastically strong ego in past lifetimes. It feels like you've had fun. It feels like you have perhaps been part of a group that has been seen as being, you know, people have admired. You've got the Queen of Wands with a star in their eyes here. You know, it'd almost be like somebody who was famous nowadays for whatever in past lifetimes, if you're going backwards in time, who knows, would be recognised for something. So there's a feeling of grandeur in this coming through in this lifetime, and that sort of how very dare you feeling is if you outgrown it. You may have experienced it, enjoyed it, and we all go around the, I was going to say around the, not the tarot table, the astrology chart, and experience things. So you could have had a lot of fire, you could have been Leo and experienced people admiring you in some way, but not to bring it through in this lifetime. And when you get people who don't see you or aren't bothered by you, it's not to see as an insult, to know that you still are that person that people admired. It's just that you feel that this lifetime you don't feel like you need to play that role anymore. And that's why you've got the Strength card rather than the Mother of Wands at the end. Still be that Mother of Wands, but the Strength card there is be a little bit more wise with it. It's got a Daniel Deronda feel about it, this one. Past lifetime, not this lifetime. You could have been it's got very, I don't know if this is wrong or rude to say this, and I don't mean to be. I'm actually just, but I'm thinking a Kim Kardashian feel about it in past lifetimes. You know, somebody that has enjoyed a lot of attention, or somebody that has been very much known for their looks, and it's been part of who this person is. And you may have come through in this lifetime thinking, well, I've done that. And a lot of the time we chase these things, it can feel hollow. If you're doing it for your whole lifetime, it's not, you know, you're going to get to a point, if you've got these qualities of being able to look at yourself, it's going to feel quite empty. And so in this lifetime, you don't want to experience that again, but you're still bringing that energy through, and that is part of you, and to enjoy it. You may even start up businesses in this lifetime to do with beauty, or to do with drama, or play, or tool, or things that where people are allowed to express themselves and be creative. And that's good, because you need to use that energy, but not to feel lost when situations arise in this lifetime where you feel as if you're not the top, or not seen, or that you are slightly subservient. Is that the word? Don't rise to people pinching on your ego. If you meet somebody, this has got another feeling here, another story coming up very quickly here. I have got two friends who are Sagittarius. I was speaking about one in the last one. They're not totally Sagittarius, it's like a moon or something here. And both of them love being with people, like to be warm, and they're always having parties, and the more the merrier. And one Sagittarius friend said, and this is things I don't notice because it's not something I want to be. It's like the other friend was like, I can't stand her because she always work in the room. As in, she comes up and she chats, she's lovely to talk to. She can chat to everybody and she's funny. And the other Sagittarius person found that I don't know, obviously a threat in some way. So if you've got this King of Wands person, and there's something quite drastic happening here, and you're coming through as the Queen of Wands here, if somebody with similar energy comes towards you, and there's like, you feel as if there's only room for one ego here, it's like, just let that one go and turn into the Strength card. It's like, walk away. So if you've had situations in this lifetime, that may be something you need to do, to almost walk away from an ego or an identity, but still hold on to you, because there's so much here to be able to be expressed, or especially with the Ace of Pentacles above it. In this lifetime, you could be the boss of something. You could have used those past lessons to be brought forward in a very equal way, a very warmth way. It's using all the fire's best qualities, which are giving, sharing, warmth, encouragement, teaching, loving, enthusiasm and passion, but in a way that is measured. So you're allowed to flow and integrate with others a lot more, rather than lording, which may have been a fantastic past lifetime. And this is where this card of the Hierophant card is the balance between lording, giving information, and people being subservient. It's like, you can still be the top dog, but internally you've got to know that you are the same as everybody else, even if you have a position of authority, because this has got wands all over it. I hope this isn't insulting. What I'm going to do when I feel like I'm being insulting, I'm going to pull the cards away and tell you where I've got to what I've got. We're asking, why do you choose to be you in this lifetime? So you've got some form of loss here, but still holding on to part of you. Here, so that's those here. You've got here the Queen of Wands twice, so I'm thinking like fiery energy, and you've got feelings here of being defensive and using the best parts of your fire to be able to still carry the Ace of Pentacles and move forward and get something moving, maybe a business or an idea, or helping people, or basically materializing something that allows you to show who you are there without being defensive, because of that card there. So I'm looking at, like things may be offered. You may find somebody who's similar energy to you, and it's shut down straight away. So I'm thinking here, fire, strong ego. It's like letting that go. Neptune, no ego, and finding what I guess here is equality between people who admire you, but not, you don't need to, it still sounds insulting, to lord over them. You need to be part of them. and you're still going to help them. And that's where you're going to feel at your best in this lifetime, by expressing yourself, by being yourself, but by realizing that we're all the same. Okay. Right. I hope that makes some sort of sense. Try and integrate that into where you are right now, maybe situations that you've been through. It may need to be batted down a bit with regards to how you can apply it for yourself, but there may be something in there that you will know, because it's a funny feeling inside yourself, and you think, oh my gosh, that is it, that's what I needed, and hopefully it could help a little bit. But on a positive note, there's something you're going to be doing in this lifetime, I think, that is very fun, passionate, expressive, but making sure that you're not upset if somebody else tries to work the room. Okay, I'm going to go. Bye.